Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some
it's
might.
A lot of fire,
it's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States.
I wasn't representing anybody except for me
around the world.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Your choices. Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
You have a dog?
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Superman in theaters right now. I know you're thinking about it. I know you're talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. It's Nerds World World, and you know we're talking about it. I'm super excited. I'm KUYA P. Y'all know the deal. And of course, returning to the channel, good friend. He's killing it all over the place. And when I saw him on the big screen after screening Superman myself, I had to call him up. I had to text him. I got to let him know that I'm celebrating with him. My brother from another mother, Mr. James Hiroyuki Liao. How are you, sir?
What's going on, KUYA P? It's good to see you again, brother. Good to see you, man. How are you, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. Even better to have you back and to celebrate.
Thank you so much, man.
You're killing it. I'm sure everybody, hopefully y'all have seen it right now if you're catching this, or if you haven't yet, we're not going to spoil for y'all. I wanted to make sure I didn't do that, but we're just celebrating over here. You, sir, play this General Mori, who is the Secretary of Defense in Superman. When this role came, I want to start there. You know, fellow actor to actor. Did you know when you got the sides that you were auditioning for this? How did this? Can you take me to the start of your, reality?
Yeah, especially on things that are going to be like this, because this is really right. This is the James Gunn partnership with Peter Safran, which is going to be the big reboot of the DC universe, right? That's, they're calling this the DC universe, right? And this is the big reboot of that, and kind of like a relaunch of the whole thing. And so, so especially a movie like this, is going to be very, very hush hush, especially in the early process. So when I auditioned for it, I did not know what project it was.
Did it have like a nickname? Because when I did, I don't know if you know, I was in Captain America Winter Soldier.
Ghost sides, which means sides that were written for you to audition. but like, yeah, very similar. But characters' names and things are all changed and situations are changed just to give you audition material. I can't even remember what the name of the guy that they gave me was, because like my guy doesn't actually, I think, exist in the comics. So it would have been completely harmless, for them to just go with but everything was different. I didn't really know anything. I was just given my lines and stuff. So, came up with my own backstory of what I think it meant to me, and then boom, just did it. I just put myself on tape, sent it away, and it was just one scene. Not a terribly long one. I thought, okay, but I knew it was for a film.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was for though. And then I don't know, like I guess about maybe like a month or less than a month later, because I had forgotten about it. Like, that's always been my practice as an actor anyway.
Right?
As soon as I, audition, I forget about it, right? So, and everything. And so, when I got the call, it was like, oh, cool, I got it. Oh, wow, that's really cool. And then it was revealed to me what it was. And then there was a code name for it, right? But I knew that it would be Superman.
Can you tell me what the code name was? Did that be revealed?
I mean, I can't see how that would hurt at this point. I don't know if I can do that though, because honestly,
because they may use it. That's right. And I don't want to get my brother in trouble right now, so I'll just say this for those that didn't know: when I worked on Winter Soldier,
legal has never spoken to me because I think my part's too small. So like, yeah. So I don't know if I can. Yeah, but it had it. Every movie does now though, right? Every movie's got a code name. Every movie's So now, fast forward to when we finally shot this thing. It shot my part anyway, and I think most of the film was shot in Atlanta. A lot of the interiors anyway were shot in Atlanta. I think they went to Cleveland to shoot some parts of Metropolis and everything. But I went to Atlanta, met James Gunn, and it was it was kind of surreal. I couldn't quite, and then I met, a guy who I've admired for a really, really long time. And especially, I'm very, very proud of the people who come out of New York. And I know New York's a big place that has produced a lot of actors and everything. But, I always, it's like whenever you see, a hometown somebody, get out there and they're doing it, you're happy, you're proud, whatever, right? And one of those people definitely is Frank Grillo, right?
Yeah.
He's had a really long career and he's done a lot of really cool stuff. And when I knew that I would be acting with him, I was like, oh shit. And the funny thing is, so my first day there, I had a fitting, right? And Frank was just ending his fitting as I was going in. So I literally bumped into him even before we saw, and I was like, oh my God. And I totally geeked out and everything. And he was so cool about it and everything, it was really, 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 really cool. It was really, really, really cool. Everything was like what you'd hoped it would be, you know what I mean? In terms of how welcoming everything was, how everybody was. I've had a couple of experiences like this in my career where I just go, I can't believe it. I got to pinch myself, because anybody who meets James Gunn, anybody who gets to interact with him, anybody who really, gets the opportunity and lucky enough to work with him, if you didn't know who he was, if you didn't know, oh, this is James Gunn, the big director, all that stuff, and Guardians and everything, and now leader of the DC universe, right? You'd never know it by the way he behaved that he's just a guy who's super, super, super passionate, like a kid, right? Like with a child's enthusiasm, for filmmaking. And He's super, super cool. He's collaborative. He knows what he wants. So like nothing ever feels over extraneous or under. I mean, it's just I was stunned by like when we got out at the end of the, when we wrapped for the day. I was stunned because like, wait a minute, isn't this a big blockbuster movie? These things usually are like 17, 18, 19 hours a day, right? Like, and everything. And it was 5:45 p.m. I was like, yeah, we got it. We're good. So I mean, what can I say about James Gunn? I would work with this guy in a heartbeat, anytime, anywhere. Just an incredible genius mind, but also just an incredible human being. Just a down to earth dude. He's just a guy who loves making films, and there's no pretense about any of it. And it's really easy to jump on board and to do your best and to give your best when you're in an environment where it's nurtured, and he wants that, and he's game for any good idea, and everything. And then he'll definitely see something that he'll go, oh, let's go more in this direction, or let's go more in this direction, so let's try this or let's try that. But he's also game for you trying something and everything. And the environment is so chill. It's so relaxed that, I would imagine, I wouldn't know what it is to be a professional athlete, like, but I imagine like how a lot of players, right, when you're talking about the Super Bowl, the World Series, the NBA Finals, or whatever, or the Stanley Cup Finals, they, sometimes that first 5 minutes of the game, they got to get the jitters out, right? Because even though they've been playing this game as pros, as kids forever, it's like a different thing when it's like this scope, this, like, the stakes are that high, right? And like, and definitely, you're human, so you can totally feel like, holy shit, okay, better not fuck things up, and you can get in your head a little bit. But it was almost like that never even happened, just because of the environment that was set. It was just, hey, we're here, we're doing this thing, everyone's on their game, everyone is ready to play and see what happens. To the other actors out there, I know you know what I mean, but like, the best way to describe it is, for me, is to just say an environment where walking in, you feel empowered. You feel empowered to do your best work, and you felt like you're being led in such amazing hands that your confidence grows exponentially just because of it. So like, all the jitters that I have, because I think nervous jitters are always a good thing, I still get them. I hope I never lose them. Like, I don't care how many takes we've done in a day. I don't care, what time of day it is or something. And, before they call, I always feel like I'm running out of the tunnel, to the Super Bowl or something, but that feeds me. It gets me excited. It gets my adrenaline pumping and stuff. So, all the jitters that are there are all these really, really, really good nervous jitters, not the ones that like, stifle you or handcuff you, but the ones that make you like, let's go, let's get at it. Right. So, that's what it felt like. And it was like that. And it was just so much fun. It was so much fun. Right. It never felt like work. And that's why it's like, in those moments, it crystallizes and really, no matter how long and how many years into my career or whatever, there's so many moments where I still pinch myself and I go, James, this is why we always say this is the best job in the universe, because it literally is just nonstop joy from the moment you start to the time that you wrap, and you can't believe that, you're getting paid to do this. So, that was totally this experience. I mean, 100%. Working with James Gunn, working with Frank. I think, my scenes were pretty contained in terms of, but I got to work with Nicholas Hoult, and then, you know, I got to work with Tinashe, who, you know, who was in the Suicide Squad reboot of James Gunn that a lot of people didn't see because of the
Suicide Squad.
Because it was pandemic, but that was awesome. You guys got to go see that. You must see it if you haven't. It is so good. Where they introduced Peacemaker's character, right, John Cena and everything, and then she was also, you know, in a part of Peacemaker, I think season 1, right? And then anyway, she's an Atlanta actress, so she was, but like she's really awesome. She has this really awesome scene where she, you know, wobs Amanda Waller, right? And and anyways, you know, I got to act with her, and that was super cool. And I got to meet all these other cats that you know, were just, you know, I got to meet David Corenswet and everything. I didn't get to act with him, but you know, it was cool because we also have the drama school connection and everything. And when I shot, I didn't know, like when I got there, I didn't know, like, you know, because again, everything's under wraps. So I literally, like, James Gunn would tell us a few things to give us a little insight in terms of what's going on in the scene, right? Because we have no context. We don't have the script, you know. I don't even know, like,
yeah, that was going to be one of my questions. Did you get a full script or
never did? No.
You only got scenes.
I think aside from probably, like, I would be stunned and shocked, obviously, if David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nicholas, I'm sure they did. I mean, like how could you not, right? Like, but maybe Frank did. I don't know, but I know that definitely, you know, the characters with the smaller roles like mine, you know, no way, no how. You know, we only had our lines even. You know, so you know, I got filled in a little bit, you know, as we went, you know, by James, but you know, I didn't know that my friend Edi was in it at that point. I didn't know anything about the film outside of, you know, what I'd been given, right? Which is basically just my lines when I got there and stuff. So when James said, "Oh, Edi Gathegi," I was like, "Edi Gathegi, whoa," you know, because I've known.
Oh,
Edi,
you know, terrific. You know,
yes. I've known him since drama school.
Oh,
we were going to school at the same time in New York. You know,
bro, you got to connect me. I need it. Terrific was insanely amazing.
He was amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. Incredible actor, like phenomenally talented dude, and just a good dude, man. Just such a good dude. You know, I could say this, you know, and not betraying anything. He was also good friends with my best friend, who passed away in 2017, Nelson Ellis, and Edi, and a classmate of mine, you know, our classmate, because Nelson was a classmate of mine at school. You know, that's where we met and we became, you know, really best friends. And our classmate Deshaun, but Edi, who Nelson knew and had worked with, you know, I wanted to do a memorial for the people in Los Angeles who didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or maybe didn't get to be around people, you know, that also knew him or knew him a little bit longer, or maybe didn't know some things about him that we could, at least the people who were in LA who could not make it to the Chicago funeral, you know, could be together, share stories, remember him. And, you know, Edi was one of the people that helped me bring it together. You know, Deshaun was huge because he had a contact with the oh my gosh, the Ebony Theater Company, right, in mid-city LA, and so he was amazing. He was amazing. He got us that space, and it was a really, really beautiful, wonderful space. I think Nelson would have really loved it, and Edi helped put it together. inviting people and putting the word out and kind of organizing, like, because we had people who wanted to perform something in tribute to Nelson. We had, and yeah, it was just great. And Eddie, he didn't have to do that at all, right?
Yeah. Sounds like a really good dude. Yeah.
I like, when it comes to people like this, I'm not gonna get emotional, but I'm so beyond happy, filled with pride and joy for them, because they really, really deserve it. He's one of these guys that his talent owns it and deserves it, but who he is as a person, you just want him to excel even more as a result. You want, when the good guys win, it's like,
definitely,
yeah,
that's how I was feeling when I saw you on the screen, sir.
Oh, man,
and why I had to text and call you. So it's just even more wonderful.
I ain't no Mr. Terrific, though.
Oh, I got you. And Eddie's gonna, I'm sure once everybody sees this, they're probably seeing, again, the film's in theaters now. When I drop this interview, he's gonna blow even more up. I know you saw the film. Yeah. People are gonna be all about terrific. So it's going to be beautiful to see that. And as you know, I'm celebrating you right now. It's just all of this love. It's just amazing. And real quick, before we continue, James, as we've been recording, there's been a little bit of delay. You're still good. It's been good on your end. That's why I kind of was quiet a little bit.
Yeah, no. A couple of times it said my internet connection is unstable too. So it was like pause, and then how it goes. And then when you came back, it was like that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So I just want to apologize for everybody that's watching this. If you're seeing this, we're still chugging along. But yeah, I love that. And for those that might have missed it, I was trying to say real quick. Well, what I want to say coming off, because I just again letting you go, James, and I love you, brother. It's great to hear about James Gunn and just how great of a person he is. Again, as well as about Eddie.
Phenomenal.
And I was just trying to tag in on those moments.
Top tier, freaking awesome, on every level.
And with Frank, I worked with Frank. I've always been a big fan, like you, of him. I worked with him on John Adams, that miniseries, and Winter Soldier as well. And like you said, just a good human being and just easy to talk to.
Just a dude, exactly.
You love to see that, right?
No pretension. No pretensions. Frank Grillo is just such a dude, and
definitely.
And I love the guy. I love him.
Same, brother. So I want to kind of tackle that a little bit, because everybody seeing this film are seeing you with Frank. Yeah. You're the Secretary of Defense. You're General Mori.
Yeah.
Are you not? Because he's just he's the head of the ops units and the squad. So wouldn't that make you his boss?
It's a funny thing, right? Because
and it's General Flag now. I think he's a general.
Yeah. General Rick Flag. Yes.
But you're the Secretary of Defense, so that would make you his boss.
So right, but and again, I have no idea what else is in store for this incarnation of the DC universe. Superman is the first entry into that, right? But from what I know of the comic book mythos anyway. Remember that, like, Argus and its offshoot and stuff and everything. And again, I don't know what they have in store.
Yeah.
In this incarnation, right? But remember, those were clandestine organizations, right? So almost in a sense, given a what do you call it? Like those are really like rogue agencies, right?
Yeah.
And though I feel like in my role, and this is just my feeling, my sense, my guess, is, while I was doing it, was like, well, yeah, why would I be even a part of this at all if the Defense Department, if the standard bearers of our U.S. government, so you're talking about Defense Department, the State Department, right? Obviously, those parts of the cabinet of the legislative branch. So obviously, like we would, if we're the ones hiring Lex Luthor, to take out this threat, right?
Yeah.
Then my guess is that I would be a little privy to some of the ongoing things, but who knows? Again,
Yeah.
your guess is as good as mine in terms of where they may or may not go with how far
Definitely.
of how clandestine will those clandestine groups be, right?
Yeah.
Right. You figure the president at least has got to know something when something happens, but even then, right?
Yeah.
Because it's sort of kind of like special ops, right? Even within the military, right?
Yeah.
There are people that know, and then most people don't, right?
Yeah.
And if in this day and age, I don't think you can get away with something not being known, like within 3 seconds all across the world, right?
Yeah.
But at least the way it used to work was, our real, tier 1 special ops, right? If they had a mission, if they had an operation or something, you were never supposed to hear about it, right? The most successful one is the one that the public would never hear about. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, along those lines, and although other parts of the government wouldn't necessarily know about it either, right?
Yeah.
It's on a need to know basis type thing.
Yeah.
And I think where these clandestine groups ultimately may go towards that, right? Because it's like, it's easier to control something when fewer hands are involved, right?
Totally.
And I think that's the way they work. And what they do, and again, without getting too, bogged down about it, but like, listen, these are crooked, mofos, right? These are crooked people, right?
Yeah.
They may, to them, the ends may justify the means because they go, well, these are threats, right?
Yeah.
Well, look at how Amanda Waller operates, right? Right?
Yeah.
She'll go, yo, I'll blow your brains out in 3 seconds if you don't join my squad to do this and to this and to do this on behalf of a national security interest, or maybe my own interest, right?
Yeah.
Or what I'm trying to do, or whatever, and everything. And now again, she wasn't in Superman, so I would be stunned if Amanda Waller didn't have a huge part in the things that are coming and stuff.
Oh yeah, and that's why I wanted. I'm just so excited.
But I don't know how Rick and all these other, and how that ultimately, because it's got to, the mythos calls for it, right? And I'm just praying and hoping that my guy, gets to, like, I don't care if I'm sniffing the farts of Amanda Waller and Rick Flag. You know what I'm saying? I would just love to be a part of it in any way, in any fashion, in any way that James Gunn
definitely,
if he lets me. Oh my God,
I love it.
So, but I have no idea.
I understand, and that's why, as I was saying to you, man, in our conversations, that's why I'm so excited, because the writer side of me, with you in this role, and with how it's built into this whole kind of universe, unless it's a change of administration, the Secretary of Defense is still going to be there and operating and working with these folks. So you've got a great role that could be played around and moved to different films.
Yeah, I hope so.
Which is why I'm just so excited for you as a friend and as a fan, man. I love it.
Yeah, no, I hope so, KUYA Pete, because, and I didn't get whacked either, right? So like, so that's a good thing. It's always a good thing, right?
Definitely.
And, but so, it was funny when we were shooting, right? Because you only know your scenes and everything. And it's like, it's amazing, because once I saw, the film on premiere night, I was like, oh my gosh, the context of everything when put together is like, holy shit, it makes so much more sense. And like, hey, we did pull it off. I think, without actually knowing all the details and everything, I think we did get the general sense of I'm talking about like, some of the smaller characters and stuff like that, when we didn't have the benefit of like really knowing the whole story. But again, with James Gunn's guidance, and he wasn't going to let us like lead us astray, it was like, wow, like how it all pulled together and made sense and worked. It was so cool because I go, wait a second, hold on a second. Because when we were shooting it, I was going, all right, for me, it is justifiably, I think you can justify, the dangers of how an omnipotent being can be, because like you're literally, right? You're really giving over to the fact, hey, listen, we're hoping this guy is an altruistic, good guy. And that's what you have to hope and pray for. Because the most powerful being in the universe, let's say he just has a bad day and wants to go apeshit bananas. He could freaking level and kill entire, communities, right? That's scary. That's dangerous. As the Secretary of Defense, you would see that as a threat. Absolutely. Or what if he makes a deal with our enemies, right? Or something, or like, is he a guy that's a nation unto himself? Like, who's he loyal to, and should somebody with that much power be allowed, right? And everything like that. And the fear of what he can do will cause you, right, to react. And so therefore, I know that there was definitely that in the pot for me as the Secretary of Defense. But when I was doing it, I was still keeping an open mind about like maybe being on the fence. I never look at anybody as good guy, bad guy anyway. When you're playing it, that doesn't help. Like an actor, or, for me anyway, I'll speak for me, doesn't help me. Well, once I saw the movie, I'm like, yeah, I'm a bad guy.
It's going to be interesting how it plays out.
I'm definitely on the bad guy squad. I'm definitely on the yeah.
Well, we don't know. You're just you have the interests of the government and the nation, so you have to.
Yeah. But the interesting about that, and without getting to we don't want to spoil. I don't want to. No. But also, I don't know what everyone's sensibilities are, and so therefore, whatever. But I don't think it's an unfair thing to say that fear of the unknown, and even if there is somewhat of a legitimate fear at times of one thing or another, something that could give you cause to pause, but it's still an unrealized fear. Because Superman, his whole thing is he doesn't want to kill people. Even as he's trying to stop a war, the last thing he's trying to do is to, like, could you imagine if somebody existed that could literally stop a war, a World War III, or a this or a that, or these kinds of struggles without taking life, right? And that's what he's been doing. And at the end of the day, because yes, he may have all these powers, but he's still a person, right? He's not, there's no such thing as a perfect human being that's always going to make the right decisions at the right time, 100%. It just doesn't exist. Perfection doesn't exist. So, but when he might make a mistake, it'll be amplified by 1,000,000 times just because of his power, right? So then it's so easy, in a sense, if you let your fear take control over you, to judge somebody like this in a way that you wouldn't judge anybody else.
Yeah.
And so how in life, I think that happens and that plays out, where fear of something that actually hasn't been threatened makes you do something that compromises what you say your values are. I mean, I hate to point it out, but I think it's extremely relevant for what's going on right now in our actual world today,
Well said.
in our country and around the globe. And what the justifications that people are willing to make, to say that the ends justify the means because the greater good somehow is being served. But is it, if you're compromising the very values, the code of living that makes you special to begin with? Because once you compromise that, then no, you're not. You're actually eroding the thing. And I think, in spades, this movie is saying that in spades. For fear of something, you cannot justify going to any lengths because you fear something.
Hello, let's go. You dropping mics over here, James.
What I love about this Superman, I want to get this in for sure. I've got to say it.
Yeah, let's go.
And I know I'm biased, right? Because I'm in the thing and whatever, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm saying something that's just from the perspective of yeah, and I don't know everything that James Gunn may have said to, all the different outlets and what. I'm sure he's getting bombarded right now with every interview request and everything, but there's no doubt in my mind that for people today that feel like they don't have a champion or feel like they're being otherized, that feel like they're being watched or looked at with distrust and skepticism, and God forbid, maybe some things have even happened to their family members. I really do feel this movie is so poignant right now in saying, and yes, it is a movie. I wish Superman was real right now in this moment. I'll tell you what.
Yes. Right?
But
we need a Superman right now because we're definitely living with a Lex Luthor right now.
I hope that the people that go see this, that feel like, things are being taken away from them by the second, that they're uplifted and that there are people who are on their side and that they are not alone. Because at the end of the day, Superman, he is an actual alien who adopts his home. His adopted home is the home that he loves. And if you watch the movie, you'll see it by the time you get to the end. And it's the choices that he makes. It is his actions and the reasons why he performs his actions. That's what makes him human. That's what makes him Superman. That's the best quality about him. And that is not dependent on where the fuck you came out of your mom's belly from. That's being a human being. And that made me, by the time I got to the end of the film, I was like, I'm so freaking proud to be a part of this. I'm so freaking proud to be a part, even though, yeah, I'm playing the bad guy and everything, right? But I am so proud because this Superman, I'm telling you, I know it's crazy. And you know what? This is an admission right here. Historically in my life, when it came to Superman, specifically the superhero Superman, I always thought, man, he's just too perfect.
Yeah.
He can beat it. Like, nobody can beat him. You almost don't need the other DC superheroes because the guy could take them all by himself. You know what I'm saying? You don't need the whole of Justice and shit because he can fucking You know, this like
Yeah.
he's the most powerful being in the universe. Like, what are you gonna do to this dude? He's too perfect, right?
Yeah.
You know, whereas like the Batmans of the world and stuff, like he's just a guy with his gadgets and shit, right? And he's, you know, so he's more like a detective, right? Sometimes they call him detective and stuff, right? But what I adored about this Superman and what David Corenswet and James Gunn did here, believe it or not, guys, you know, anyway, my opinion, anyway, Superman is an underdog in this. He's Superman with all this. He can fly. He can, freaking shoot. You know, he's got the whole fucking X-ray vision shit and all that stuff. All that stuff, right? And strongest freaking being in the universe and all that crap and everything. And you know what? He's the underdog. That's what's brilliant about this. In him is reflected all of us. I'm telling you. If you ever felt like you weren't taken seriously, if you ever felt like you were being dismissed, if you ever felt like you weren't being seen for who you are, you know, he reflected all of that. That's brilliant. Like because Superman is literally the last person that you would think of as an underdog, right?
Yeah.
Put him on any team and they're going to win by a million to one, right?
Yeah.
You know, and no, he's the underdog and he fights for the little guy. And right now, guys, that's all of us. If you ain't a trillionaire, you know, or a multi-billionaire that like owns the means of processing our food, owns the means of what we watch, how we watch it, what we consume, how much we get paid as employees and all these things. If you're not in that category, man, if you don't got all the senators and congressmen on your freaking, you know, I was going to date myself, Rolodex people on your cell phone.
Yeah.
And just say, yo, what are you doing? Let's go play golf. If that ain't you, which is 99.99999% of the human population, Superman's fighting for us.
Yes, sir.
That's the message that I got from this film. And so I was super, 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 super proud because he doesn't let his history, past messaging, discrimination and hatred, and most importantly, even the doubts that he has in himself, he doesn't let it destroy him. He doesn't let it get him down. And it doesn't make him go to his worst impulses. Quite the opposite. He hangs on. You know, as his North Star, all of his better angels, all of his best qualities, his highest ideals. That's what makes him super, right? You know, that's what can make all of us a little bit of, you know, super. When we don't let our fear of something, our ignorance of something, our questioning of something make us behave, react off of our worst impulses, right, guys? And I know I sound like I'm not even talking about a movie now, but like,
no worries.
But really,
you're going off right now, brother.
Really, this is,
yeah.
And yes, it's got action. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's got so much humor. You're gonna have a blast. But what makes this Superman so special is just how human he is.
Definitely.
And how much he loves this human race, of which there's a giant segment that's trying to deny him that. And tell me that don't strike a chord for a lot of us here that are, that you would be watching, whatever. So KUYA, I'm sorry, I get long-winded.
No, brother.
You know me. You could ask one question and you think it's going to be a 13-second answer. And of course, the kid from Brooklyn's going to go freaking.
Let's go, Brooklyn in the house. James, man. This, first off, number one, thank you. You always inspire me with just all of that because you have such heart, such passion. It just leads anybody that sees that can't help but feel inspired, and that's what you do for me. And so I want to thank you, and that's why I wanted to celebrate you and talk to you because I just love your soul, man. You just got a good soul, much like our Superman. And I can't thank you enough. But because of time, as you know, you go off Brooklyn. I've got to make sure I got three more things that we'll just
okay, and I'll keep it succinct
to keep it fun for the people that are watching this.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I know they're inspired right now and they're loving it. So, real quick, three last questions, brother.
Yeah.
To throw at you, and you got to come back, as you know, man. I love you. I appreciate you. You're gonna,
man. It's so great to see you, man.
Our fingers are crossed.
So great to see you. Yeah.
You're gonna be doing more than DCU.
Oh man, no, that I really. Oh man, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm putting that energy
toes and everything else crossing, man. Nose hairs in my freaking nose are crossing, for God's sakes, man. Holy crap!
Definitely. So, first question out the gate: you're on fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Did you take a souvenir, like one that you couldn't get in trouble with? Like, did you keep like a call sheet? Did you keep a pair of the sides? Did you save anything?
I totally have sides. Yeah. That, I mean, because
that's what I do. Those. Something that won't get me in trouble. If they gave it to me in paper, I can keep that.
Yeah, but in terms of I don't have like a souvenir type of. No. I wish if I could have walked off on. No, can't do that. But yeah. But you know what? You know what the coolest thing, though, and I'll keep it really quick. The coolest thing for me, though, the thing that you really can't take with you and forever is just the memory of. And that's why it's really important. If you're an actor out there and if you're a young actor or if you're new to it and everything, always yes, right? Especially in this climate, it's so difficult right now. But whenever you get a chance to do this in whatever capacity that you get to act, do the thing that you love, be in the moment as much as possible, be present, and don't think too far ahead about what has to come afterwards. Otherwise, you might miss all the gloriousness of what's going on for you right then and there. So for me, the things that I can always take with me are these incredible memories. And again, when you have an example of how incredible a set can be, you always carry a piece of that with you into your future projects, right? To do whatever little part that you can to make it harmonious versus frowning. That's an easy thing to do, but sometimes people forget to do that. But then you get on a project where you're reminded, oh yeah, there's a reason why we call it play, right? Plays were called plays, right? Even though they were very serious, pieces of drama and shit. So anyways, I am getting long-winded again, but those memories are everything. The memories are the best things. There we go. I got it.
And they can never take that away from you, brother.
Never
take that away from you. Just like I'll never forget watching the experiences for the first time. People. And that's my boy up there on the big screen. He's fucking Secretary Mori. I love it. I'm celebrating this win. All right.
All right. What are the other two questions? I gotta go quick, right?
No worries. All right. Let's go with what villains do you want to see enter the DCU?
Easy.
Three villains you want to see in the new DCU?
Three of them. Okay.
Or top two. Give me however many you can give me. At least top two.
Okay. You know what? Just because he's the grandest bad daddy of them all, we've got to get Darkseid eventually, right?
Yes.
You must. I mean, you must. And then,
okay,
as a piggyback off of, if you're giving me, I guess it's a package deal, right? You gotta have his whatchamadiggers, come on, James, the Valkyries, those.
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because there's some bad Mo, right? They are.
Okay.
They are there. No, but you know what? All right. Now, this is a Batman guy. And I think I already know, but I would love to see in the future, I think one of the most underrated baddies and stuff. I mean, he is already in the DC universe in so many incarnations, especially in Harley Quinn, the animated event. It's hilarious. It's hysterical. I love Clayface as a bad guy. I love Clayface. Think about it. The guy can fucking mimic anybody. And he's also strong as shit. He can become objects. He can do this. He can, like, imagine, you know what would be a cool fight? If they got back to, Justice League.
Yeah.
Right? This incarnation of it.
Yeah.
And Metamorpho and Clayface, that's a good one-on-one.
Oh, that's
man.
a great tandem right there. Yeah.
That's a good, like, mano a mano, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that fight.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that fight. So, I love Clay. And I know he's a Batman guy, but still, he's a DC. Yeah, exactly. And everything. I love a lot of the Batman bad guys, man.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. He's got one of the best rogues gallery, if the best rogues gallery.
Yeah.
And real quick, with U.S. Secretary of Defense, Clayface would be a great agent for the government because he can become. This is what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying. We can manipulate this brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can manipulate this brother potentially and everything, or can we? That's the interest I want to see because of the way that he can change his on a molecular level, right?
Yeah.
Is it that easy to implant something in him? Couldn't he just like spit it out or something? I don't know. Fun thing. I think Clayface is a way under. Like, that is a powerful freaking dude, man.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That's a scary motherfucker. I wouldn't want to go toe to toe with that guy. What are you gonna do? Shoot a bullet at the guy? He's just gonna turn to mud.
Exactly. I love it.
And then what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's turn it to heroes real quick.
Heroes. Oh, easy. Again, I have no idea, but I hope. And I expect, if there is a Justice League and all that stuff, the Martian, man.
Yes. Okay.
I want to see the Martian. I love that dude. And I think Terrific and Martian would be like, right? Two peas in a pod, right?
Definitely.
Like super smart. But then Martian's got all that other stuff too, right? Oh, and it's already happening with the TV show and all this stuff. I love not just our Green Lanterns, right? The lanterns of Earth and stuff, like, because we've got many of them, and there's going to be a TV show that's going to address that, right, and everything. But I want to see the galaxy's lanterns, right? Oh, definitely. And then the bad guys, the red motherfucking lantern, assholes, those dudes. Oh,
red
those
lanterns
are some
evil,
fierce,
man.
There's some evil. That's got to happen. They are some evil. And then, no, what am I saying, though? How can I be in Superman not talk about those fuckers in the Phantom Zone right now?
Oh,
they got to break out. Yeah. They got to break out. Right? We got to have. Yeah. They gotta get them out, and stuff. So it'll be really interesting, right? Because I think there's all this room to literally throw out the question, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Who are the good guys and who are the bad guys? Because if you're hiring bad guys to be good guys, but the only way that they're helping you is that there's something in it for them or that they're being threatened.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can turn on you at any second, right? And everything. But the whole reason why you want all these people to begin with is because you don't trust the good guys to begin. It's insane.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Right? And the trouble that you can get into when you think you're doing something smart for the greater good, and what you're really doing is acting out of fear, out of hate, out of ignorance, and it almost never ever leads to something productive. It doesn't reinforce your security. it actually takes it away. Because when you lose credibility as a democracy, when you lose credibility as, hey, we hold these moral and ethical standards and these beliefs of the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and things like that, it's really hard to put those words into your mouth when you start doing these things, right?
Yeah. So
I think a lot of that stuff in the most exciting, coolest, funnest, humorous, superhero-ish way possible, those things can get tackled, and I think they will be. If James Gunn has anything to say about it, I feel like definitely. I mean,
James, you still dropping gems on us, man. I don't know how to follow up. So we had one last hero to give me.
Okay,
but give me a hero. I'm gonna actually change up because I think you already have a preloaded answer. Give me a hero that we haven't seen on film or TV. So you're a true comics head, I know. So give me a comics character that you love from the comics that we haven't seen translated as the last one. And you don't have to go in full detail, obviously, because of time and everything right now. But who would you like to see?
I would love to
out
see
of the DCU on the big screen.
Out of the DCU?
Yeah.
I saw him as a little kid, but I've not seen him since. At least I don't think so.
Okay.
And not really made a big fuss over. And everything, because like the people who dominate Justice League are, the big bad daddies, right?
Exactly.
Obviously Supes at the top, right? Wonder Woman, Batman, Aquaman, the usual suspects, right? And then the Martian is in there and all that stuff, right? You know who I would love to see? And there's like, he might be a little, I don't think so. I don't think it depends on what kind of incarnation they go with.
Yeah.
I would love to see, I would love to see an Apache chief that really, really, really improves upon and does justice to even the original concept of Apache chief.
I'm with that.
I would love to see an origin story. A fucking, what would be a cool idea? Hey, like, who am I? Like a rated, maybe not, because, you want people to see it, but a really, really almost like a drama of the origin story of Apache chief that really, really, really says, hey, they wrote this guy decades and decades and decades and decades ago, and they just thought, oh, let's make this guy this and that, with no, like, there wasn't a real, let's be real, there wasn't really thought and respect into terms of what this person, if they existed, could have actually lived through, what their family's legacy and their history could have been, and something that really truly pays an homage to what a Native American superhero, how he came to be. I would love to see that in a brand, in a way that really, really honors it. And if it means you change the original mythos, so be it. I think this is one time where I definitely go, I would love to see a real, true hero version of Apache Chief.
I love that. I actually, while you were saying that, because I'm a fellow writer, creative, actor, all of that, I have a whole story now. I have a story based on true events that if you
or a sanitized Gunn,
I got an idea that works with existing history and other stuff that could give you a dope Apache Chief story. I got it,
dude.
I'll talk to you offline about it, because if they pick it up, they want to talk to me. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get other people using it. I got it for you offline, James.
All right, man.
Got it for you.
I would dig that, dude. I would dig an origin story that really does justice to a Native American superhero.
Definitely.
And really, really, really be truthful about it, and not being afraid of like offending critics or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, let's not be afraid. Like, why can't we call a spade? And why are we so afraid to call a spade today, and everything? No, I don't think you further anything by placating or trying to sanitize that which is unjust. No matter the forces that buck up against you, you shine a light on injustice. You shine a light on it, you buck up against it, you fight against it, you resist,
Definitely. James, you're frozen.
That's the
again.
only way we've ever moved
there
forward.
You are.
Really spitting out the truth of what so many people did, for generations and hundreds of years before us.
All right,
So
James,
I'm just looking at their example. It's like, did we get anywhere? And just said, well, it's not that bad. No, of course not. Yeah, I know. I think my internet.
All good.
But anyways, I'm sure you got, enough of me. So,
dude, you were dropping gems. Let me, before we get frozen on crazy again.
Yeah.
Again, tell you my thanks. Tell you my appreciation.
I appreciate
my
you,
brother.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
You are truly a super friend. Nothing but love, sir. I can't wait to talk to you again.
Yeah.
I definitely got to call you up later to tell you my Apache Chief idea.
Yeah, word.
But
and KUYA P, my gosh, one of these days, if I make it down to DC, we gotta hang, right? Because you're still in DC area, right?
Yes, sir. And then when I'm back out there in LA, we gotta connect.
Yeah.
Or if I'm up in New York, if you're back over there, man.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, if we're near each other, we gotta connect, man.
Yeah. All right. KUYA P, thank you so much, man. Thanks everybody for listening to me ramble on and on and on. One love,
brother,
everybody.
you're truly
One
an
love.
inspiration, and I can't thank you enough. Everybody, the amazing James Hiroyuki Liao, aka the Secretary of Defense, General Mori, and Superman, in theaters right now. Go check it out. All my love to you, James. I'm KUYA P. Nerds rule the world.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world.
Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world. So more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Awesome. KUYA P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like nerds rule the world. Like I want more Black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, nerds rule.
Love
it. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julian.
Yes, nerds rule. Yes,
rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Nerds so much.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It's your boy KUYA P. Nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
Do. They rule the world, all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys. Recording. All right, I'm gonna do a 3, 2, 1. You know how I do. We're gonna come off the trailer. I'm gonna introduce myself, introduce you, and we'll get into the conversation.
Okay.
All right, getting my share together. All right, there we go. Here we go. In a 1, 2, 3.